they rape the brother, they rape the sister, they rape the auntie, they rape the auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It comes to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you go to the church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Dance! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. How do you all feel about the election of the local governments, councillors in Trinidad and Tobago? Nevertheless, viewers, local government election came. Who voted, voted. Who didn't vote, and it went. What I want you all to do is to see how much roads that are going to be paved after the local government election. I am not going to fight up with the local government election and have no big discussion about that. No, that is for councillors, for corporations, and that's it. At the end of the day, viewers, I want you to look now for the next week, for the next few days, for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Look, in Trinidad and Tobago, in the country that you dwell in, and see how many roads are going to continue to be paved. Look for yourself. Every Wednesday night, Real Talk post our public concerns night, and we highlight the roads, the bad condition of the box train, the bridges, the highways, the byways. We highlight that on a Wednesday night. It's our public concerns night. So you tell me, viewers, as the days go along and the weeks go along, you tell me how many roads you're going to see being paved now that the local government election has passed. Every election time is the same gimmick we get. The same thing. 2 weeks before election day, they're going to fix as much road as possible to capture your vote. And after election, that's it. No capturing of nothing again. Bust your shock, bend your tire, your cradle fall out. That's your problem. It's not my problem. And that's just it. So just an update, the UNC has requested 11 out of the 13 requested for recount received by the EBC. In a release, the EBC stated that all recounts started at 3 p.m. today at the office of the returning officer of the electoral district where the recount was requested. The EBC provided a list of all seats were recounted are being requested. Now, viewers, Arima Northeast is UNC, Arima West Omera UNC, Chunapuna UNC, Bagatelle Blue Basin UNC, Blanchishere Santa Rosa UNC, Coquille Taruba UNC, Five Rivers UNC, Lengua Indian Walk UNC, Marbella West PNM, Marbella South, Vestabella PNM, Mayaro North UNC, Sandy Grande Northeast UNC, Sawa East UNC. Now, viewers, meanwhile, from an EBC press release, the preliminary result for the 2023 local government election showed a total vote cast of 331,300 with a total of 130,868 voters for PNM, while the UNC have a total of 173,961, a difference of 43,093. So, certain areas the PNM has requested to recount and the UNC have also requested to recount. But viewers, I ain't going to dwell on that too much. We ain't going to dwell on that too much. This is a local government election. This is councillors, this is corporations. Because at the end of the day, for the last couple of years, corporations have been complaining about funding. Corporations have been complaining about material. Corporations have been complaining of lack of tools, manpower. They can't get money to buy material to patch roads. For years now, it has been the same thing. Election coming up around the corner, roads paving, whole patching. Election, local government election gone, that's it. Just how the election gone, just how all contractors pull back equipment. It's that thing in Trinidad and Tobago that we're supposed to understand that coming around election time, you will see a lot of work being done. A lot of work, and after that, that's it. Work stop, money run out, and that is the end. So this is that type of era that we are living in presently. And a lot of us viewers have noticed that. But we're not going to dwell on that too much. That come and gone. Gimmicks, what fix, what I fix, I just didn't bother with it, and say what? Next couple of years, just like that, until local government election comes around again, and that's it. Moving along, Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali have stated that the result of yesterday's local government election could have been worse after the party emerged victorious in a 7 of the corporation it contested, maintaining the status key from the December 2019 election. So viewers, 7-7, nobody won. It's a tie. There were no winners. UNC claimed they win, PNM claimed they win, but actually who won? Nobody. When you have a tie, you don't win. You don't win. If there was a 7-8, somebody could have claimed victory. But nobody didn't claim victory. So that tie, I, Saieed, not even going to bother with that. And I am not going to dwell on that. Now, speaking at the Balize House last night, he dismissed the thought that the party maintaining 7 districts was a loss. Listen to the PM.
We went in with 7, and tonight we have come out with 7. We are very in a position.
Well done, PNM.
So, but the bottom line is, it doesn't matter how much votes they got. The PNM won every seat.
Well said.
So we're not going to split any hairs about counting how many votes there and who got the popular vote. In the Westminster system, first past the post, you fight for seats. You fight for seats. And we have won the Martin, all the seats in the Martin. We won all the seats in Port of Spain. So the shocking new mayor that was being promised is not going to be had. We've won significantly in Tower Laventil. We won handsomely in Piaco, Tunapuna. We tied 1 seat in Arima, otherwise we'd have won all the seats in Arima. And of course, we won all the seats in Point 14. Yes. Great is the PNM.
So Trinidad and Tobago, all those people were clapping. PNM won. I will share something with you just now, I will share something with you just now, and you will see the reality of life and the effects it have on us as a citizen. But hold on, at the end of this topic, I will show you something. Dr. Ali stated that there were highlights that needed to be mentioned, on one of them being the PNM winning the Lengua Indian Walk seat in the Princeton Regional Corporation. He said,
ladies and gentlemen,
it was historic as PNM had never won a seat in the corporation before. The PM said that the PNM fought hard for the Sandy Grande Regional Corporation, but it still went to UNC. Rowley said he was unhappy that the election is now behind us and was looking forward to the general election in 2015. He added that the government now has serious work to do and had to make a number of decisions that did not find favor with persons who were affected. Listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased that this is behind us, because so much of our national energies were focused on being distracted by call the election, call the election. Well, the election has been called. The results are now known. That is now behind us. It's water under the bridge. We are now moving forward to the general election, which is the next election that is due in Trinidad and Tobago. But until then, until that election is called and come upon us, we have serious work to do as a nation. And we in the government, we are responsible for making decisions. We have had to make a number of decisions that have not found favor with people who are affected by it personally, but in many instances, you may have to do things for the wider national interest, but there is usually some excess sacrifice at the personal or community level.
He noted that the reform will have to be transitioned, and a call on everyone, including opposition MPs and councillors, to work with the PNM to bring about the reform and to do their best for TNT.
I am trusting that now that the election is out of the way and that the results are known, that common sense will prevail and that the leadership across the aisle in the parliament and in all the corporations, that they will work with the government as we implement local government reform. The election is over. My invitation tonight is come do the best for your community. Come do the best for your burgess. Come do the best for your corporation. Come do the best for your borough. Come do the best for your city. And if we all do that, then we would have done the best for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes. Without being asked, Rowley said, he will call the general election when it is constitutionally due and stated that the next election will be vigorously fought. Listen to the PA.
We have absolutely no doubt and no fear that the next election will be vigorously fought. But let us not waste time trying to fight that election before it becomes due. Regardless of who comes, the PNM will be there to contest every seat in every election. One of the things that the PNM has done tonight, we've added 2 more political parties to the list of political parties defeated by the PNM.
So Trinidad and Tobago, hear this, sir. Every 3 years, we keep local government election in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, for the last 3 years, how many roads have been fixed in Trinidad and Tobago? How many? Yesterday, last night, the day before that, a lot of people were clapping UNC PNM, UNC PNM, UNC PNM. But ask yourself, when last did you see your counselor coming into your community, finding out what do you need in your community? All well and good, we have local government election. But for the last 3 years, have you seen your councillor? Have you seen your MP that you have elected for the last 3 years? You didn't see them. I saw some video clips on social media where people were actually running the councillor. They were actually running them. What you doing here? We haven't seen you for the last 3 years. We haven't seen you for the last 3 years. What are you doing here today? So because it's local government election, you come around, where were you for the last 3 years? I've seen a lot of social media clips. People running their councillor from the community. Because you don't see them. You don't. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but we have some persons of interest. You know, we always have somebody on Real Talk Somebody always going Saeed. So we're starting off with Vinud Dipchan. Vinud, like I said to you, I will always post you up for the rest of August month until you find yourself by my building with what belongs to me. Very soon, Vinud, it wouldn't have a place in Trinidad that you would go. You understand? And people wouldn't know you. You see the smart man thing? No. You sell your car, come and pay me my money. As simple as that. You come, you borrow money, you sell your car, you want to pay me. I know how to get it, like I told you, Vinud. I know where the guy living who bought the car. So when I send a police and a bailiff to pick up that car, when that guy is not expecting it, however you and he make out, that's all your problem, that's not side one. That's not. Also, Narissa, darling, by the end of August, everybody gonna know you in Trinidad, you know. You'll become famous. You'll become famous for taking money from Saeed and they want to pay him back. Very famous. What the vehicle? PCZ 81. Zoom it up, let the public see. Is that Toyota Corolla? PCZ 8917. PCZ 8917. Narissa, for the rest of August, and if I have to do it in September too, I will do the same thing. Let me tell you something. It is giving me great pleasure to come here and do this, you know. I tell you earlier, and it ain't no magistrate, it ain't no lawyer, it ain't no defamation of character letter go stop me from doing what I doing. I'm not giving all a bad name, but all has something for me. All I want to dock my call, all I want to dock my office, not a problem. It's not a problem. If you have money for me and you give me my money, which you's a bad payer. You's a bad payer. And we also have Raquel Sozano. Raquel, also to you by the end of this month, everybody in Trinidad, let me tell you something, for you feel, I afraid because all is this and all is that and all is the next. It's a bother me, you know. You didn't borrow money from Tom, Dick and Harry. You borrowing money from Saeed. You were supposed to bring in this X-Trail, but you're hiding. Me, I don't fear, you know. Me, you feel I have a fear? No, I don't have a fear. Come on to me there. Remember when Nicholas was hiding 1 month, 2 months, and I continue putting up in pity and I continue to tell him, Nicholas, come and talk to me. Nicholas, come. Nicholas, bring your vehicle. Remember I showed you where we, bailiff and police went and collect the Almira? He run and he hide and he duck. You could run, but not long as you want. You could hide, but not long as you think you could hide. I good, you know. My business continue running, you know. But this is to show you when you borrow money from side, don't play smart, man. Don't run and don't duck and don't hide. I could send bailiff and police anytime by all your property and take it up. And when a bailiff come to take something, them a business who all is, you know. They do business if the president is family, you know. Call a good night.
Yeah, President, good night, man. All right. Hello?
Yeah, Prim.
Well, if you need money, I need some money for a bad bag.
Prim, if you want some money, come and talk to me.
I want some shoes, I clothes, I see the rain come, the floor away. I don't want my clothes, my shoes, everything, my wife.
I can't hear you too clearly. I can't hear you too clearly. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, Kamala is saying we won popular votes after this.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Realtor Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtor Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Opposition was, hear this, the opposition was upbeat on Monday night after it appeared that the local government election ended in another 7-7 tie. Who won? Who won? I want to ask you, who won? 7-7? Nobody. So don't get fooled. Don't get carried away. Nobody won. Nobody. At the party's headquarters in Chaguanas, opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bisesa congratulated all UNC candidates and promised to work harder to bring home the general election. She was pleased that in the corporation retained by the UNC, the party either increased their numbers of districts it held or made inroads in other places. Prasad-Bisesa stated that the PNM lost votes in all parts of Trinidad, but the UNC won the popular votes.
Tonight I promise that we will work harder to bring home the next election whenever it's called. We work harder because PNM lost votes in almost all the seats in Trinidad. And then we have gained in traditional areas, PNM areas, we have gained in those seats, many of them, very, very close margins. In Diego Martin, the accommodation gave the PNM a run for their money in Diego Martin. I do not have the final numbers, but at the end of the day, we would have gained the popular vote. That is more votes in PNM than
Now, viewers, she hinted that the UNC would consider challenging result in some of the 141 local government districts where the results were close. Prasad-Bisesa also reiterated her concerns about alleged irregularities in special voting in the election, which she said helped the PM and claim that they were involved in payment for votes in places like San Fernando and Sandy Grande. She added that the party's lawyers will address those and other matters in the coming days.
There are several issues that our lawyers will help us deal with. It began with the ballot box tampering of the special voters at DBC office. Then today, numerous reports of payment for votes. Our opponents were out in the field paying for votes in Granby and in San Fernando. In other areas, when we were watching these two areas as a battleground corporations, we have the reports, we have videos, and again, lawyers will advise us. These are election offenses, tampering with the boxes and paying for votes.
So now, opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa have raised concerns about allegations of irregularities in the special voting process and threatened to take legal action if necessary to ensure democracy and transparency in the electoral process. Prasad Bisesa claimed that there were issues at the Gulfview Community Center in La Romaine and about ballot box for special voters appeared to have been tampered with. While she had not received report of major incidents, she said she remained concerned about the integrity of the ballots, saying that could affect the result. Meanwhile, Rural Development and Local Government Minister and San Fernando West MP Faris Al-Rawi dismissed Prasad Bisesa allegations of irregularities as UNC listen to this, yes?
What you mean is you're repeating UMC Bacchanal. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has been making allegations on the platform for weeks now about the state of ballot boxes. That was covered in the media. You all actually covered the same story you're asking. And you saw the EBC response. That was nonsense. So no, I have not received any fresh reports. In my humble estimation, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa is playing a handbook, which we've seen in other jurisdictions. Threaten that the result will be overturned by litigation, threaten that there's corruption, threaten that people have conflicts of interest, threaten in her style of action. So no, I don't really take Mrs. Prasad Bisesa seriously in anything that she says. Everything that she has ever said from an elections perspective from 2015 when we had the election petitions has turned out to be rubbish, if I put it quite simply. So this is par for the course, same old UMC rhetoric. If there are allegations and they do surface, there's a process by which these things are investigated. The police will be called in.
So Trinidad and Tobago, you need to monitor now in your community the road paving, the road patching, the box train, the bridges, the cleansing of rivers. You need to continue to monitor what is taking place in your community now. Election come and gone. Who are the win, who are the loss. And that is where we are today still. Still have bad roads. Box train needs doing over in communities. MPs and councillors not visiting their constituency and community. Citizens complaining. But this is how we live now. Political leader of the National Transformation Alliance, NTA, Gary Griffith, has called on politicians to serve citizens whether elected to office or not. Griffith hoped that no matter the election outcome, citizens remain calm, take a deep breath, and work towards the country after tomorrow. We don't hear this from many, you know. He said TNT wanted change and was tired of division and bitterness, and added that citizens wanted to be assured election officials would not be absent for the next 4 years. Griffith also stated that he walked throughout the country and citizens were asking for politicians who do not forget them after they vote. Normally we see that in Trinidad. over the weekend there, somewhere down in Freeport, I believe. Yeah? Citizens coming out and telling MPs, we don't see earlier. But today, all are coming here for our votes. Councillors, we don't see you guys. But today, all are coming for our vote. All are walking because all want to be re-elected. Griffith, he called on all politicians, whether elected or not, to work. Griffith said there was still a lot they could do for their communities, even if not elected. So Trinidad and Tobago. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual.
Thank you, my friend.
I feel a bit disappointed because I was expecting this local election to show that the politicians, both parties, UNC and PNM, that we disagree with the way you're treating us, the citizens of this country. And, you know, it didn't go that way to send a message to both political parties that we are so disappointed with what you do. You go in office, we employ you, we put you there, and all you do is advantage us. Look at the roads and so on in the country. Now, Petrotrin, the PNM closed down Petrotrin, and that was the savior for the economy in this country, right? They cut subsidies in fuel. That was the savior. They will do so much of things by cutting the subsidy. Now is local government reform. I want the citizens of this country, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. We will benefit nothing from local government reform, and this must be challenged in court. All they are thinking about is property tax, property tax, property tax. So I hope the opposition is going to show the citizens that they're starting to work for the citizens of this country and challenge that property tax in a court of law. And this local government reform must not see the light of day in this country. Mr. Said, you keep up the great work. God bless you and your staff. Thank you.
Talking about property tax. So Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this, is ministers, or should I say politicians, are they exempted from paying property tax? Are they exempted from paying property tax? Or do they have to be assessed and pay property tax also? This is something that you all need to find out. Is it because that they are a politician, they are exempted from paying property tax? Or is it property tax is only for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and not ministers? They come in every election for you to elect them, to put them in a position to serve you, the people. But ask yourself this, in serving me, am I getting justice? Am I getting equality of work? Am I getting the service that is required from your office? Ask yourself that. Because someone said to me, you know my birdie is whistle now. You know my birdie is whistle. Doodly 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 doo doo doo. They whispered, politicians are being exempted from paying property tax. So while you are working 30 years to pay property tax, they who you have chosen to represent you may or may not pay it. News to your ears, all well and good. So we're going for a commercial break, but before we go, let me see a little picture of Vinud now. Let me see a picture of Vinud now. The guy who used his car as collateral and then sold his car and then didn't want to give me my money. So what do you think I should do, Trinidad and Tobago? What do you think I should do? Also, Narissa. Narissa, we had a conversation and you failed to keep up your end of the bargain. You failed to keep up your end of the bargain. And I will continue doing what I'm doing, whether you're a housewife, whether you're a businesswoman, whether you are a grandmother, It don't bother me. Whether is a mother, it don't bother me. PCZ 8917. It's a Toyota Corolla. Hey, viewers, watch me now. These people bold face, you know. Raquel, also Raquel. Raquel Sozano. Raquel, it doesn't matter who you are. At the end of the day, you come and you borrow my money. And you want to play wrong and strong. So in you playing wrong and strong now, you are a bad payer. And anybody borrow money from me and refuse to pay me, I will put a picture up on TV. Run, but you can't hide. Somebody go see the X-ray and say, watch. And this belongs to the lady who owns Saieed. How are your friends and family looking at you? Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Come back to me. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. As long as you borrow money from me and you sign your agreement, which is a legitimate document, it have nobody in Trinidad and Tobago to stop me from putting your picture up on TV. Nobody. And I'm making it very clear. No lawyer going to write me to tell me, Saieed, cease and desist. That your client, you tell your damn client to pay me more money and then I got to stop putting the picture on TV. Simple as that. Until then, bat in your crease. Stay in your corner. Call a good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Saieed.
To you, my friend.
So I'm done. I have no comment to make about the election and whatnot, but I have one suggestion to you. Stop lending people money and using the car as collateral, because apparently this is either they come with a deed and get your lawyer to make an agreement and you hold the deed, or hold to the value or something, but stop lending them money. This is okay. All the best.
Kola, let me tell you something. I love to lend money. I love to lend money. And you see what I do in here with these people? I love to do it. You know why? When they tell themselves, you see the vehicle something I will recover. Whether they sell it or they hide it, I will get it. That's one thing I could say. Nicholas tried that for 3 months. And I told Nicholas, I said, Nicholas, one day I will come up by you unexpected and I will get it. So said, so done. So when I sold back Nicholas' vehicle, I got back my money. But what did Nicholas remain with? The same thing these three people ended up with. Your neighbor would know you borrowed money from Saieed and you didn't pay him. Who caused that? Me? No, when my office contacted you, yes, I come and you can't come. You can't come. So now it's my turn. Don't get vexed. Don't swell up. Call a good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead, your life.
I called you to give you a little information on what happened home by me on Saturday night.
That's this Saturday gone?
Yeah, Saturday night here, right? Well, Sunday morning, 4:20. I hear noise when people say, a man breaking into my fila wagon and half. Breaking into the fila wagon. He don't take off the glass already and the driver door. He will sit on the ground. Well, by the time I pull the curtain, me and he, I make 4. So you don't know the yard. Go on, I call the police. Police to Napuna station. You know what the police tell me? I have to come to the station and make a report before them could come on the scene. So I asked the policeman, how you want me to come in the car have break glass. I don't know if the bandits and I'm still around the area. How you want me to drive the car and come to the station? He said that is how it had to be done. I'll come and make a report and then them will come and... So I tried to figure out if this is how the police system running now, or if this is how the commissioner of police put it to run. Because...
So let me get this clear, caller, right? Saturday night and the Sunday morning, bandit come on your property.
Yeah.
You call it to Napuna police station and they tell you in order for them to come, you had to go and make a report.
Yeah.
Sad. To Napuna station, right?
Yeah, to Napuna police station.
So the bandit could have time to come, assault you and your family, rob you, and after they leave now, then you are to go and make a report to the station. And then if they have a vehicle, they will come.
That is what's going on.
It's sad. That police, did he reveal to you his identity or anything? A name or a number or something?
Huh?
Did he reveal to you his name?
No, when I asked him, well, give my name so when I come there, I could call, I could say, well, okay, this was the police. He said, no name and name. When you come, we will sort it out.
Wow. Wow. My friend, thank you so much for highlighting the matter.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sayeed.
You're welcome. You see where we're going now? The officer refused to give their name. Now I'm going to tell you something. Before I start hitting officers, it have some damn hard-working officers, eh? Some damn hard-working officers. But when an individual calls the station and the officer answers the phone, it's good day, sir or ma'am. Sir or ma'am, I am officer so and so. My number is so and so and so and so. And that is the proper way. That is the proper way. But now, because of the fact that police are being highlighted now for not representing police the proper way, they feel they can tell you anything they want, but they fail to realize they are human beings also. And that's what they fail to realize. So we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, Imbert now over 33,000 to get tax refund after this.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com. And we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Grooney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk, the number one current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, it's something I had to say. Would you try to be somebody that you're not? Would you try to be somebody that you are not? Everybody have a way of themselves. Everybody represent themselves. It's only a clown, but try to act like somebody else. I always tell people, me on my platform is real. One thing I don't do is imitate. Nothing. You don't imitate anybody? Tall man, you just imitate any DJ or use that DJ by yourself with your style? You see? That's why we say real talk is real talk, you know. We are real. I always tell people, you know, let me tell you something. When God gave me the gift to do spiritual work, He didn't give me a gift to copy people, you know. He gave me a gift. Hey, I given you a gift, you be you. Because when I give to you, I didn't give unto others. That's the reality of life, you know. That's the reason why we came up with this name, Real Talk with Saieed. Because when God put Abraham When God put Adam, when God put Eve, when God put Joshua, when God put Muhammad, He didn't make them to imitate nobody. He made them in His way. Oh gosh, people come now and I had to tell all of that. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, good night. Mr. Ali, stop talking now. Just do what you have to do now. Them people showing you that they don't care. Just do what you have to do.
Thank you so much. I love that. Do what you had to do and done with it. You see Prime Minister imitating another Prime Minister. No, I am Keith Rowley. I am the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, whether you like it or not. So others who, say that other people want to imitate them and say, oh gosh, come better than that now, man. There's only one you would have. Finance Minister call him, hey, you ever see Colin Member try to imitate somebody else? Navin, you ever see Colin Member try to imitate Keith? Hey, out there, real people. There are people who like to give jokes, but I can't take it. It's a serious thing. Minister of Finance, Colin Member, have announced the payment of over 30,000 tax refund this week has recently authorized the Board of Inland Revenue, BIR, to pay all individuals income tax refund up to 20,000 or less. The minister stated that after a detailed process of reviews, the BIR advised him that 33,466 tax refund checks have been printed, are being enveloped and batched for delivery through TT Post. Over 30,000 taxpayers should expect to receive their individual income tax refund checks in the mail within the next week. However, the timing of the announcement was questioned by the opposition. Added that while it welcomed all quick and legitimate payments to citizens, the timing of the announcement was questionable, as it could be seen as a possible misuse of state resources for political purpose. Well, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
What makes a constituency imaginal?
I didn't hear you.
What makes a constituency imaginal? Because of ethnicity or otherwise?
Constituency is constituency, you know.
Pardon me?
A marginal. That is used marginal seat for voting most of the time in general election.
Yeah, but what makes it imaginal?
I guess EBC. But I know where you're coming from. See the graph that was displayed over this local government election with the up on the west area. We have the graph, director? Yeah. Look at the graph. 7-7, they say. EBC says 7-7. But look at the graph. 3/4 of Trinidad and Tobago is yellow. Remember back in 2015, you see all that red, put back up. You see all that red area you're watching? That red area, the EBC split that area. If that whole area represents one constituency or one major marginal seat, the EBC split that into 3 or 4 different seats. You know why? And I mentioned this in 2015. You know why? Come back to me. Seven. Imagine that little corner alone that you saw has 7 seats. 7 seats. You want to see our next 7 seats? Put it back up there. Put it back. You see the yellow? The yellow represents 7 seats. So now Trinidad and Tobago, compare 7 seats to the yellow color on Trinidad and Tobago map and compare 7 seats on the red that you are seeing on Trinidad map. In 2015, that red were divided into more than one. Hence the reason why. The 2015 general election turned out to be the way it was. And I could tell you that. Saieed could tell you that. So we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear Cup Christopher praises dismantling of country's first meth lab after this.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Realtor Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtor Group of Companies building at number 14 Grooney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Trinidad and Tobago, hear this now. Can a man who speaks one language pretend to be a man who speaks 7 different languages? The only thing you know is English. You are no more than that, you ain't gonna pretend to be. So while we stand on that pretending to be, the first meth laboratory in Trinidad was located and dismantled by officers of the Special Branch following an extensive intelligence-led operation through a close partnership with U.S. law firm agency. According to TTPS, a search warrant executed at a residence in San Fernando by Special Branch officers last Thursday resulted in the discovery of components assembled in the form of a meth lab. Officers discovered a quantity of cash, chemicals, and packets of crystals of various sizes resembling that of meth. One national of the People's Republic of China was arrested in connection with the laboratory and the drugs seized. So viewers, the first meth lab in Trinidad and Tobago, TTPS, made a breakthrough with proper intelligence-led information. And that is good. TTPS, congratulations to you and the officers that brought those intense information up front. So viewers, just before we close up, I just want to highlight these individuals again who owes money. And like I said, I am not afraid. I am not afraid. Somebody who pretending doesn't be afraid. Vinod Dipchan. You know, the old people, let's have a saying that the longest rope have an end. So Vinod, I hope you understand that. I hope you understand that. Narissa also. Narissa, I hope you understand the same thing. Because it's weeks. It's weeks. And I'm going to tell you something. I done embedded in me that I will continue highlighting all you, whether all you like it or not. The only way it will stop is when I'll end up in front of my property with what belongs to me. Until then, I will continue doing it. I don't have to pay nobody to do it, you know. I run my own program. Raquel also. Raquel, just imagine Trinidad and Tobago knowing what you do. Power officer. How does that look on your behalf? How does it look on your job site? How does it look with the people you hang out with? When you fall sick now and you can't get money borrow, what's going to happen with you? As a matter of fact, for Vinod and Narissa, when I end up in a situation now and all badly need money, what's going to happen? Nobody want to help all of them, not even $5 to buy a pack of Panadol. It's sad, you know. I get joy in doing this. You know why? When you tell yourself it's only a certain amount of money and it's this and it's that and Saieed lost it, you lost it more than me. Presently. Presently. So viewers, I just want to touch on this with Dr. Rowley. While political scientist Dr. Shane Mohammed has given the PNM 4 out of 10 rating, Prime Minister Dr. Rowley says his government has done very well, and the PNM government celebrated its 8th year in office. Asked about the performance, Rowley said, given the difficulty or the difficult economy, difficult economic time that existed when it was elected in office, it has done very well. Now I'm going to tell you something. Listen to this.
I think the party has done very well. The party has been selected to be the government at a very testing time. So I think a lot of good things have happened during that 8-year period. And of course, if one go down to the more detailed levels, some of the, if you may recall, in the first year the government was in office, the biggest issue on which the government was being pilloried was the Tobago ferry. Remember that story? We had actually got to a point where we had no ferry because the Express and the other one, Spirit, were driven to a point where they couldn't go any further, and we were confronted with that. That is no longer with us. We have 2 of the best ferries in the world, so that problem has been solved. But usually, as you solve one problem, a new one appears somewhere else. There's never a day when we don't have problems to deal with. And I think the government has done quite well in a very difficult situation. We've done reasonably well. We are not perfect. We have not been as successful at everything as we've done. But when you look at the success that we had in closing off the CLICO matter, recovering substantial sums of money, assets to the state on the CLICO bailout.
So viewers, you have viewed Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Until we meet again, I am saying to you, Ila anta raham zumutur kola la inna za alla inta. Be who you are and not somebody else. Good night.